It's the ASMR podcast. Hey, everybody. It's the ASMR podcast here.
It's the news you want, the reviews you crave, the needs you have, the love that you share with us. My name is Jim Rogus
This
with a
is
G.
Jerry Jonovich. 2 R's, 2 G's, 2 I's, and an F.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, it's so
Uh,
good.
You know, around the world, we have lots and lots of fans. Lots of people contributing to our Patreon.
Too
A
many.
lot of people. That's the ASMR podcast, a super movie review on Patreon. You can look us up right now.
2 million subscribers and counting.
But we've had a little bit of trouble in the past, like really big trouble, really bad trouble, really trouble caused by a single person. You know.
I believe my friend here, Jeremy
Jim Rogus.
Jim Rogus, of course, my close friend, my very close friend Jim Rogus. We're very sorry that this podcast seems to have been delayed because we did record a previous one, and we had special guest Tom Hardy, who
Tom can't speak, can't work, can't eat, is worthless Hardy.
Right. Yeah. So just listen to a clip for yourself. Listen.
Okay.
What is your name? Jim Rogus?
Off screen.
Holy, oh my
They
god.
had this spray can of Flex Seal, and they would just spray it on my face.
Tom
so
Hardy,
I would be like,
can you please stop?
Let me do the Venom voice for you.
Tom Hardy, please stop. This isn't really giving me any ASMR
And they would spray it all over my face. And the first few times I choked, I gagged. I was
so let's move on.
It was like,
Let's talk about something that's more happy and
Just listening to that voice, kind of makes me want to, smash a wall, break something. Makes me want to hurt people.
It was a very, very long time ago, Jim. And I think we can move on. So let's move on with our news of the day.
The news you want to hear in your life today.
Bing. So today on the news, we are looking at. Tell me, Jim, what would you call this type of this article?
This is an article, a warning. This is a warning to future generations. When in the future you can have your own Pokemon, when you can, and that may be a little bit of spoiler for what we're reviewing today. When our kids can mix species, put them in the cloning machine, pop them out, babies upon babies, we're gonna have to be careful, because today on the news we're talking about large flightless bird kills Florida man.
And it's so sad because Jim, I was actually raised in the time of Pokemon and this wild fantasy that I could just getting a Patreon user tuning in here. Jiggly Jeff says, "Hey guys, love that podcast, guys. Hey, thank you, Jiggly Jeff. Anyway,
thank you, Jiggly Jeff.
So the Pokemon phase of my life, the crazy phase, created this need to kind of to nurture and care for some insane species that I really shouldn't be touching. I shouldn't even
exactly.
Jim, I shouldn't even touch it.
This is what kids have always wanted. They've always wanted monstrous beasts in their backyard, in their home, to love and care for. But this is the truth. The cassowary is a large flightless bird with a very pretty head. It looks like a Pokemon, and it kills like a Pokemon. It will cut you.
Dagger
with its
claws.
Razor sharp talons.
Dagger-like claws is how they're described.
Yeah, it'll cut you hard.
So,
and they have no love in their heart. They have no soul.
Not at all. Yeah,
just like Pokemon.
So the man that died was 75 years old. So if you do the math, Pokemon had just come out when this man was born, and I really feel as if he were being bred to own
He
a
was
Pokemon like bird, but
he was Pokemon. He was given Pokemon propaganda, the PP, the old PP.
the old PP. So when we look at this report, Deputy Chief Jeff Taylor, he's quoted here saying, "My understanding is that the gentleman was in the vicinity of the bird and at some point fell, and when
Okay,
he
yeah.
fell, he was attacked."
Talking about fallen, we're falling into a new Patreon here. I got something from
Oh.
Hey Guys. Hey Guys says, I miss let's go on. Okay, so we know the dangers of real Pokemon, but now we're getting into something that is truly real, a film strip. We're talking about the new movie coming out this summer, March 25th, Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. And which that is gonna lead into our special guest. Before we get there, I would really appreciate for you, Jim, to read from our Patreon shoutouts.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, our Patreon's getting bomb.com right now. We're getting hits from all over the world.
Up.
From the United Arab Emirates, Freckles and Speckles says, "Hey guys, this podcast is great, guys. Hey, by the way."
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for all the
Thank
haze.
you,
Again,
Freckles.
sign up on our Patreon, patreon.com/ASMR podcast.
A super movie review.
You can contribute as much money as you like. It goes anywhere from $1 to $100.
Yeah.
Jim, is that how Patreon works?
Yeah. The problem is, if you do want to pay $100, our $100 super subscriber special, where we do a special podcast just for you in your ear, making lots of noise, going. That's currently unavailable. We already have everybody doing that, so we can't really. Sorry, everyone.
Sorry. Okay, so leading right into our special guest for the day as we talk about Detective Pikachu. This guest not only stars in the hit film, but he also may have had we may have a tale of a secret cameo in the newest in Avengers Endgame.
Wow.
So,
I think that I can lead him in.
Thank you, Jim.
Pikachu, come out. Our friend Ryan Reynolds.
Did I just hear my name?
Pikachu.
Ryan Reynolds, no doubt you did, in fact, hear your name.
So, wait, should I be talking lightly, like very quietly, like an ASMR?
Ryan, you can.
It's all about how you feel.
Go ahead.
You feel good. You feel like you want to whisper.
Well, I'm feeling in a very sexy mood right now, so I think I'm going
to. Ryan, that's
not like that?
Wildly inappropriate.
Our podcast
wildly
is
inappropriate.
written by children like
little Johnny here. Little Johnny
from our Patreon. He says, "Love your work on the podcast, guys. Hey guys."
So, how does this podcast? I know you guys want to talk about the movie, but just give me 1 second. So, this podcast, do they like donate a certain amount of money and then leave a message for you guys to read on the podcast?
Yeah,
Bernie. That's pretty much how it works.
And I don't for the audience at home. I have actually been sitting here for the whole intro segment, just my mic is turned down, and I heard one person, I think their name was Hey Guys, they said they missed something, but you didn't finish that sentence. What did they miss?
Jim, I don't think we need to go back.
I'm pulling up the Patreon
Slimy
right now.
Boy guy says, guys, hey, I love your podcast.
I love your podcast. That's all we need to hear.
So, Hey Guys, from the Patreon, you're getting your thing read by Ryan Reynolds right now. I think this deserves a little bit extra. Hey Guys says, I miss Tom Hardy.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Listen,
Ryan?
Tom Hardy's a skank. He is a little
Ryan, why did you do
bastard,
this,
and
Ryan?
I hate him with
Ryan.
all my heart. He doesn't shut
This
his
is
mouth.
the ASMR
He doesn't
podcast
shut his
with
face.
Ryan Reynolds. Stupid little.
This is an ASMR podcast with Ryan Reynolds today, and not Tom Hardy.
You know, I did
Thank
hear
God.
that he murdered one of his children.
Ryan, so I think we're gonna move on to your movie that
we're
you're
gonna talk
in.
about.
So
Oh,
We're gonna
right.
stop
I'm
talking
in a
about
movie.
people murder.
we had
We're gonna stop the people
we
murder.
had a-
We're gonna go to animal murder
we had a
with Detective Pikachu.
we had a sneak peek preview, early access to Detective Pikachu, and we would just like to kind of discuss our thoughts about the whole
Yeah.
shindig.
So we've seen the whole movie. We you might not see the same movie we saw. We saw early deep cut, and
Very early.
And one of the important things about the way that we watch movies, you know, we keep quiet. We quietly chew popcorn like this. It's buttery. And Jerry is always the sharpest eyes, the sharpest ears.
Yeah.
He's seen this
That's
movie and
me.
he has his thoughts. So
I have a
without
lot of them.
spoilers, let's start our discussion about Detective Pikachu.
I
So
have
Ryan,
heard really good things about that movie.
one of my thoughts at the end of the movie was this does seem to be a sequel to Ready Player One. Is this the Ready Player Two that I've been dreaming of?
Well, you saw the movie. What do you think?
Well, it seems to me that it is Ready Player Two, but it does take place exclusively in the Pokemon dimension. So although it is in the Ready Player One universe, it is not quite a sequel. Kind of like a
Yep.
spin-off.
$8. When I am sleeping, I need the sound of Jerry E. Jim. It's like heroin and crack and sound in my veins by Pontiac 888. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so much, Pontac.
the live
88.
dollar send. If you ever listen to Twitch.com, you can listen to us every single Friday. We are on Twitch.com, the ASMR podcast, a super movie review.
So going back over to Ready Player Pikachu, the gentleman in the movie, he plays your counterpart, Ryan. He appears to be.
It's like
He said the youngest
Buddy Cop.
detective
You got the
in
hard
history.
cop. You got the soft cop.
He's a soft cop. He's a little Play-Doh boy.
Right. So you guys must be really, really smart because actually the director of Detective Pikachu, his name escapes me at the moment. The director actually wanted to make this a sequel to Ready Player One, and
yeah.
Ready Player Two was the working title.
Oh.
So the only thing we had different from Ready Player One is that we don't go into VR, but these Pokemon are in the real world.
We're talking about real Pokemon.
Real
Yeah.
Regular Pokemon, cassowaries cutting people, hurting people.
Dagger
The,
That's what we're
Knight.
talking about.
Yes, the idea of this film was that we're bringing the Oasis to you so that it really feels like you're in the Oasis, but
So
it
this
doesn't
is
have the elements of the Oasis. It's not a lot like the Oasis, and it has Pokemon, but we
So
wanted to
this
make
is-
the audience feel like you're in the
this
Oasis.
is like a
Right,
VR
right.
movie, but without the VR.
Exactly. That is
Precisely.
exactly how I would
That's what
describe it.
Rob Letterman, I remember his name now. That's what Rob Letterman really set out to do
Yeah.
with this film.
When we were watching, it wasn't just a visual experience, like the visual I'm getting on my screen right now. $123. Keep up the good work, guys. You are my inspiration every day.
Oh.
By Geese Lover 52.
Let's just throw
Also,
let's just throw in one more $321. It's just such an amount I can't
every
pass it
day
up.
your friends.
Work up the
Two
good,
Gs,
my
four
friends. Every day
Ks.
your friends. 2 Gs, 4 Ks, a D, and
A
2
D.
Gs. Please don't spell my name. G
By
Boys
G-
654.
Thank you so much, G Boy. And you know, when I was thinking about G Boys, I was thinking
$321.
about the note G on the keyboard. You know, A B C D E F G.
G.
The music in this movie was by the Shrek team. I noticed that you shared a lot of songs with the great and very very culturally important Shrek 2 here. Was that a choice on your own part, or I should say, the part of the directors and the filmmakers, or did it just kind of happen? Because I noticed we got so many Shrek 2 beats, Shrek 2 melodies.
I think you're mistaken, friend. I think you
No,
are
I'm
you
not.
accusing us of plagiarism?
Instead of saying that, I'm gonna crinkle.
Ryan, while he crinkles, let me explain to you what plagiarism is. Plagiarism would be to simply copy the soundtrack from your Disney DreamWorks MP3 disc and drag it onto to your Adobe file. Whereas what we believe you've done is that the director did actually pay for the rights to use this soundtrack. Because honestly, this is not an insult. It is incredible.
This is like using the Ben-Hur soundtrack in Avengers Endgame, or using
You can't
the-
go wrong.
or using the Wizard of Oz beats in Aquaman.
Oh, my dream.
We're talking about the use of audio as an experience to deeply touch you,
Deeply, please.
like your ears are being touched by the ASMR podcast.
I think I'm in love.
You are actually correct. We did rip off the Shrek 2 soundtrack. We didn't pay for the rights for it, but we heard from our friend that we could use it.
Okay, like that's scary, but you know what's more scary, or is just as scary. You know, we're talking about scary Pokemon hurting people.
Very.
So I think okay, so if we think of
Mhm.
Pokemon, because let me tell you, for this role, I had to immerse myself in the world of Pikachu, and you have to really
Exactly.
you have to empathize with your character, understand what they feel. So
Mhm.
when I'm thinking about Pikachu, he's living in this constant pain because he's constantly being shocked, right, by electricity. So
He's a mouse with his hand in the plug. He's a mouse with his hand in the AC outlet.
and aren't we all in the end?
Pikachu. That sounds. That sounds
So-
incredibly.
When I think
Hurtful.
of Pikachu, or Pokemon rather, hurting people, I think it's not out of hatred for the people, but it's out of their own pain, if that makes
got
any sense.
Pain deep inside them. Another, a tortured soul in my
Tortured.
experience in this movie that really put forward that tortured soul vibe
Really.
was the, now, if I'm not mistaken, husband of Christine Weston Chandler, Mewtwo. Mewtwo.
Oh, beautiful creature. By the way, I'm not sure how they managed to transfer a cartoon playing card, just a piece of paper that looks like a cartoon, on
Like,
to the
Hey guys,
three-dimensional
I hear
space.
you have Ryan Reynolds,
no,
big
no,
Ryan
no, no,
Reynolds,
no,
boy
no,
here
no,
on
no, no,
podcast
no, no,
today.
no,
I'm
no,
big
no.
fan Ryan Reynolds. I am
Oh,
big,
no.
big.
Oh my gosh. Who is this,
Excuse me,
guys?
that's my brother. That's my brother.
You have a
Yeah.
brother?
Listen.
Please.
Guys, just I am
No,
okay. Just let me
no.
speak
Oh,
to my
that-
friend.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
You're not
Tell him
supposed
to back
be
off.
here.
My
He
name's-
is
my name's
licking
Jim
me.
Lopez.
This
is my
he's
brother. This is not
drooling
me.
on me.
Sorry, I'm
He's
so sorry.
just
We're-
assaulting.
Hey guys,
Ryan,
so
no.
what is going on right now at the exact moment of this podcast?
Ryan.
Oh. Okay, I think I'm deaf.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to interrupt your podcast. I go now.
Thank you.
Oh my god, guys. This is so unprofessional. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Oh,
Don't worry,
Brian, let me
Reynolds.
explain what you're
Ryan
doing here,
Reynolds.
Ryan.
Why am I here?
Ryan. No, Ryan.
Mewtwo is an important
You're on our
character.
podcast.
I find him
Movies,
appealing.
Super reviews, madness,
Super
magic.
movie review. news reviews.
Let's just get back onto the track of Pikachu.
Okay,
and the
yeah.
detective
I'll do my
world.
best to forget that happened, but don't let
So-
it happen again.
Listen, we respect you, Ryan Reynolds. We respect you, and we respect the
Well,
personal energy that you put into Pikachu.
And you
Ri-
should,
Ri-
yes.
Brian, one of the things that I'm hoping you could enlighten me on is there was a moment that I found grossly disturbing where Mindy, the Pokemon trainer, Mindy,
Mindy,
It's Macy.
Mindy
It's
and-
Macy.
Macy
yeah, the
and
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
and Pikachu have coitus. They commence in coitus.
Yeah,
Right.
with the hat on too, so it was even grosser.
So that actually wasn't animated. I got into a Pikachu suit and did it myself. Fun
Brian
fact.
was horrifying,
So it's
but
not- well,
I'm so
The
intrigued.
reason we did it that way is so it wouldn't really be a pokiality, I suppose you would call it, or bestiality, whatever. We didn't.
Excuse me,
We thought.
I know these things. It's Pokophilia. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Yes. So we didn't want to cross that line. We didn't want to
Right,
get any
right.
legal trouble. So we just had me in the suit doing it.
Right.
Right. That makes more
Mhm.
sense.
I mean, it makes sense. It's also still very disturbing.
So, Ryan, before we're kind of heading to the end of our mark here, but I would also like to talk to you. I feel like we've hit all the notes of Detective Pikachu,
This
the
incredible
wildly inappropriate
theaters.
behavior of all the characters, but yeah,
Deeply
incredible movie
disturbing.
in theaters. Can we get a date on? Can we
Yeah,
get a date for that?
March 23rd, I believe. we're gonna
March
be seeing-
23rd.
That
We're
is
gonna be seeing-
wholly incorrect. It is coming out on Christmas of this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's an important question that I wanted to ask you about. What do you feel about having to go up against the Star War as a film?
Oh man.
Star Wars doesn't come out until Easter. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not sure that any of these
Uh,
dates are correct.
You know, I keep with the Disney. I watch them, I read them, I hear them. Bob Iger sometimes whispers in my ear like I'm whispering into yours at the ASMR podcast. And Bob Iger told me specifically, Christmas.
Okay, so
It's
to
because he
move on.
takes part
Christmas.
on
Ryan,
the
Christmas
Detective
boy.
if you could-
Christmas
Pikachu.
boy. $30
Jim,
on our podcast. He says, end the podcast, so we're not going to listen to Christmas Boy today.
Christmas Boy, you are a lovely fan, and moving on from whatever you said, Brian, I would like to just ask you about your original Deadpool cameo in Avengers Endgame. To my understanding, it has been cut, and I just couldn't understand why. Can you give us some inside details on what
I
happened?
mean, I talked to Bob Iger.
Well-
was it because you had sex in the Pikachu suit?
That is precisely it. I didn't know Bob Iger had such deep connections with Bob Iger.
Bob Iger loves me like Easter Boy loves us. 1 cent saying,
I believe-
continue the podcast.
Easter Bay. Easter Bay, thank you so much for supporting us, and we will continue the podcast. Thank you.
As a special thing, I'm going to open a box of crayons and start just wriggling them around in my hand. Thank you.
I do think with this box of crayons, we will lead that into our final closing out song. Ryan, we would like you to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Wait,
so much.
I've
for-
listened to this podcast once or twice.
Probably once.
I've listened to a few of the episodes out, and I noticed that there is always an ASMR segment where you guys just do ASMR. Why haven't we done that yet?
You know, when I
what-
do ASMR, sometimes I think about Tom Hardy, and I hurt people.
Jim, calm down. Ryan, you honestly, Ryan, you didn't even let me explain what we were going to do. We are going to start out with some ASMR, and that will lead into our outro song.
Right,
So
when,
I would-
right when my anger starts to build in my heart and turn it black, we can move to the song.
We can move to the song.
Okay, that
So,
sounds
Ryan,
like
please
reasonable. That sounds
Join
reasonable.
us in all of it. Thank you, viewers, listeners, watchers,
Thank you so much to
Thank you so
Tom.
much.
Hey guys, are you done with podcast yet? I want to meet the
No, 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 no.
Ryan Reynolds.
Get out of here, please.
Oh my, why are you making me?
Why
Let's
did you
not
let
do
him
that
in here?
again.
Why did you
I
let him?
didn't.
I told you
not.
guys
Keep him
that I
outta
didn't
here.
want to see another
Okay.
inch of that
Um,
boy's
Ryan, I'm so
face.
sorry about that.
We've got a new. We've got.
Let's see,
John,
let's
I
get-
can't look. Can you read whatever it says on the
That part of
Patreon?
the
Patreon?
Patreon user Tom Hardy says, "Hey guys, where's my episode?" With that, thank you so much for the $2,000 donation, to Mr. Tom
Okay.
Hardy.
Okay.
We're gonna-
for the ASMR. I'm
we're
gonna
close the
draw
show.
a picture.
Thank you so much.
Bye, I guess. Is this? Are we ending it? Are we ending
Drawing
it?
a beautiful picture.
Oh.
ASMR. Picture.
I thought I was on a podcast, not.
I'm drawing a picture of me killing Tom Hardy.
Okay,
Blood,
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
blood everywhere. Kill Tom.